Hail and Kill Caller, you're on the air.
Greetings and salutations, gentlemen.
Oh, Mr. Tate, how are you, sir?
It is I. It is the real Geoff Tate here, broadcasting to you, all the ships at sea, all you clowns in the peanut gallery. I'm checking in once again. It's a pleasure we enjoy far too infrequently, as it were.
Right. Well, Geoff, I've never asked you. I know you're from the Seattle area, and I don't know what the surfing situation is like up there. But are you a surfer, Geoff?
I live my life to the extreme. So when I'm on tour and exotic locales, yes, I do like to catch a wave or two, as it were. But I would say your Pacific Northwest, your Washington, your Oregon. Not really good surfing beaches. The beaches tend to be rocky, not well suited. You would want to go further south to California or perhaps the East Coast for those sorts of things.
Sure. Well, do you have any thoughts on this whole controversy in Southern California with this Lunada Bay Beach Boys, as it were?
No, I do not, actually. And what I was going to ask you is, are you quite finished speaking about this now? Because, the intellectual children listening to the program, of course they think it is cool, it is hip, it's the bomb diggity. These grown men with their little clubhouse throwing their dirt clods. If they weren't butting up against the great Leviathan of the city council, I'm sure Christopher would say they should all get real jobs and start living like grown men.
That's right.
But, in praise of everything asshole-ish, now the Bay Boys have suddenly become heroes, folk heroes, sort of like, Bonnie and Clyde or something like that. It's quite perplexing to someone like myself.
Yes, they're outlawish, Geoff. They're very outlawish. But what's on your mind, Geoff? Of course, the show turns into the Geoff Tate show when you call. So what's on your mind tonight?
Well, I was deciding I would have a bit of an announcement to make. Thought that I would once again use your program as a platform, as we've enjoyed a close relationship over these many years.
Well, I'm going to just reiterate something a former Classic Metal Show host said to Sebastian Bach. Use our show as a vehicle, Geoff. Use our show as a vehicle.
I do. I use your show as a vehicle. I ride it into the sunset. I ride it like a pony. I ride it like Moni Moni. But what I was liking to speak about this evening, I know that things have been somewhat quiet from the Operation Mindcrime camp recently, and there have been numerous reasons given for that. That we're sequestered in the studio working hard on our next opus. I was contemplating my political career, but the fact is I have actually undergone a bit of a radical medical procedure.
Well,
I don't.
Is this something we should be concerned about, Geoff? Is this a life-threatening thing, or is this just is this just cosmetic?
I suppose the insurance company would say it was cosmetic, but to me, it represents simply the next plateau in my pursuit of all things extreme, living life to the fullest. I consider it absolutely essential.
So it isn't you had Susan surgically removed from your massive man meat?
No. This does involve Susan, and it involves any other female with whom I might come into contact. It greatly increases my ability to give pleasure to the female sex, to any sort of receptacle, really. I don't know if you fellows are familiar with the process called purling.
Purling?
Yes, purling.
No.
Is this where you have the little pearls inserted under the skin of your penis, Geoff?
Neely, you amaze me. Who would have thought someone is...
How the fuck do you know that?
I know a lot of shit. I'm a sick motherfucker. You don't even know it.
You appear As Susan has remarked to me more than once, and I'm sure she's told you as well, you appear so staid and straight-laced on the radio program. You are a wealth of underground knowledge, as it were.
I am.
Yes. What happens is with pearling is a pearl. It's something that the native Pacific Island cultures of Polynesia they've been doing for centuries. A pearl, as in from an oyster, a pearl is taken and just the top layer of skin of the penis along the top edge, the top side, the side that is against your belly when you pop a chubster. That top layer of skin is sliced, the pearl is inserted, and the wound is allowed to heal, so that then you have this hard bump, so that when you are, partaking in the carnal delights, you are then stimulating the female in such a way with this new pearl. It's a bump. It's like having a built-in French tickler. Only I have been told that the sensation is much more intense, and the pleasure is greatly magnified than what you might ordinarily expect.
Would you consider it a literal French tickler, Geoff?
I would call it a Fiji tickler or a Tonga tickler or something of that nature. But it's very much its own thing, as it were. That is sort of along the lines of what I've been undergoing, and it's honestly quite painful. But what I have done, and you know that I am a fan of living my life to the extreme. Just like Christopher. Christopher thinks he deludes himself into thinking that he's not bound by rules. He can tell his little circle of 9 that he's not bound by rules. But until you undertake what I have undertaken, you're bound by every rule that every other working stiff out there is bound by.
Is that true, Chris?
I guess so, because I sure as hell ain't doing this. Jesus.
Well, what I have done, I think is called, it's pearling magnified several dozen times over. Why settle for one pearl when you can insert many pearls?
Right.
Would you metaphorically refer to those as pearls of wisdom, Geoff?
Absolutely, I most certainly would. The procedure is very time-consuming. It's very painful. There have been days when I've been almost incapacitated from the pain, and it's all I can do to get out of bed, much less work on music or sing. But I've gotten enough pearls. I'm nearing I've completed the process. I'm just about pretty much all healed up just in time for Father's Day. But I would say that due to the number of pearls which I have had inserted, it's like I've got an ear of corn down here.
It's very nubby, right, Geoff?
It is absolutely very nubby. But, it's one of those things that quite frankly, I'm sure Neely, he hasn't said, but I'm sure he is well aware of this. When you get a vasectomy, you can't perform for at least 2 weeks after that happens.
You gotta sit with an ice pack on your nuts.
Well, that's only for a day or so, but still, you're not healed. You can't perform for a couple of weeks. But the doctor will tell you, get ready for the orgasm of your life the first time you do it, because you've been so pent up. You haven't gone without probably since you were 12 years old. You've forgotten what that feels like. Feels like the first time. I love Foreigner, don't you? Not foreigners, but Foreigner.
Right. Well, we don't like foreigners either, Geoff. But who do you prefer? Do you prefer Kelly Hansen, or would you prefer Lou Gramm?
The purist in me prefers the original, but I must say, sometimes a change must be made. So, all the stupid chumps in the audience don't know the difference anyway. So, why not? It's worked for my band. Why can't it work for them?
That's right. It worked for Queensryche.
No, it didn't.
Absolutely.
No, it did not.
I like to think that Queensryche is the model for all these sorts of things.
Dude, stop it, Jeff. Let's not get carried away. Nobody likes the new Queensryche.
Absolutely not. I was speaking of my Queensryche, although I'm of course not allowed to, use that name anymore. But
yes,
let's call a spade, as it were. But as I was getting back to this pearling thing, I've got this little ear of corn. Well, it's quite large, actually. It's an ear of corn between my legs. I feel myself spiritually renewed. Through suffering there is rebirth. It's much like going into an Indian sweat lodge, except you don't have to, sit there with a bunch of glistening, perspiring other men.
Yeah, that doesn't sound attractive to me, Jeff.
Oh, not at all.
But, I can assure you that, the shit's going to hit the fan when I try this thing out. I'm expecting the most spectacular results.
Right. Well, will Susan be the first of the recipient of the new I want to put it in such a way, the newfound pleasure,
the pearled penis.
I suppose, as my wife, much less my manager, I don't want to get into the sort of thing that Mr. Osborne has gotten into. I suppose Susan is due the honor, so to speak. So
she gets to break in the pearly penis.
Absolutely, and you've heard the joke about the cowboy who goes into the whorehouse and he says that he's the toughest cowboy in all of Texas, and he needs the toughest whore in all of Texas. And they bring in this this woman who she's hard enough to roller skate on, if you will, and he says he tells her to stand to stand in front of him and bend over, and she does, with her asshole gaping wide, and and he takes his beer bottle and he wants to remove the cap of the beer bottle using her orifice.
Okay.
I don't know this joke.
Well, that is the punchline. What happens is he wants the toughest whore in Texas, and she comes and she stands in front of him with a, bent over with her ass and pussy in his face, and he's with her asshole in his face, and he says, "What do you think I am, some kind of a fucking queer?" And she says, "No, it's so you could open your beer bottle."
Okay.
What I am saying by relating this comedic tidbit, if you will, is Susan has been around the block a time or two. It's very difficult to shock Susan at this point, unless your initials are WN.
There might be some truth to that, Jeff.
Not that I hold a grudge against you, Neely. That's
well, I
fine.
always appreciate the fact that you're willing to share her with me from time to time.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Right.
But, Susan is she's seen it all. She's, she's, what shall we say, been around the world, as it were. So it's difficult to impress Susan, but I think this is going to knock her socks off. It's going to have her, what can you say? She's going to be, the cops will be called. The neighbors will hear the shouting and see her wildly kicking legs through the window.
It'll be a scream fest, but I don't think any man can hold a candle to you, Jeff, now that you've got your new improved, pleasure stick.
I'm thinking this should make me invincible in the bedroom.
I would agree. I mean, it's an edge that most people don't have.
Absolutely. I'm looking very forward to trying it out, and I'm most grateful for being able to make the announcement and to, I recommend all those out there with a bit of disposable income and access to a good plastic surgeon, I recommend you all check it out. It's called Pearling, and it comes with the Geoff Tate stamp of approval.
Nice. Look at you, always looking to improve your situation and, yourself personally.
Tell them you want the corn on the cob treatment.
That's right. So it's always self-improvement, and it's an inspiration to all of us to always, try to improve.
Absolutely. And hold on, I think I hear Susan calling me. Hit me with your rhythm stick, Jeffrey. All right, then I've got to be going.
All right, Jeff.
Mating, you heard the mating call.
I heard what she said.
I'm coming with all sails set.
Don't forget to wear your yachting cap, Jeff.
It is perched atop my head as we speak,
Nice.
tilted rakishly.
All right, we'll sail away.
Sail and kill. Fuck you, Pearl.
Right. There goes the real Geoff Tate.
Is that the new closing? Sail and kill?
Sail and kill. He had his yachting cap on, and he was sailing into, seas, the unknown seas.
Sail and kill and fuck you, Pearl.
Right.
Holy shit.
Jeff always willing to share the nuggets of wisdom with us.
What the fuck goes on with this show?
Seriously.
We got guys using their cocks as candles in the fucking chat room. What the fuck is that?
It's amazing the photos and the imagery that these people in our chat bring up.
I'm literally horrified by it.
I know. I don't look or search for this kind of stuff. I it's a learning experience for me every week. Because it's just like, how do you guys even know about this?
I know. How do you find a fucking guy using his cock as a candle? What is the Google search that you did to find cock candle?
Yeah.
Why did you search that? Who posted that?
That was Scotty.
Scotty from the Commonwealth, you like to call. Call back in, please. Seriously. Call back in. I would like information on how you came up with cock with wax on it as a candle. I would like to know what the search was that you did and why you did that.
That looks painful. There's like wax all over that thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's bizarre.
Crazy.
Our fans, especially Demon. She's got her finger on the trigger all the time, and she just puts stuff in there constantly that's just like disturbing.
I think she fucking writes him from jail.
All right. Hail and kill caller. You're on the air.
Hey, it's me.
Now, how did you get that picture?
I searched for pearling when you guys were talking about pearling. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I just Google searched fucking pearling. I just started scrolling through the fucking pictures, and then I found this picture of this guy with two fucking birthday cake candles shoved into his fucking cock with the fucking candles lit. I'm like, well, geez, there's a fucking visual. So I just thought as Demon loves me to say all the time, I just figured I'd put that out into the universe.
Well, that is something. Jesus Christ.
I swear to God,
What I want to know is who's doing that and who's taking a photo of that and who's posting that online. Hey, look, I got two candles shoved in my dick hole. I think I need to post that picture online.
I'm guessing it was somebody whose mommy didn't give him enough hugs. You know, you can explain away almost anything to that. You know, mommy didn't hug me enough. So now I'm a fucked up fuckwit, and I do fucking weird shit like shoving candles in my dick and shoving pearls up under the fucking skin and piercing the fucking helmet and everything else these fucking deviants get up to. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's, you know what it is? I think it's fucking rap music and video games. That's what the problem is. Rap music and fucking video games.
All right.
Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Hail and kill.
Wow.